This is the HERDLINE News.
So the Lakers are coming off a obviously disappointing season where expectations were initially pretty high, a little higher once the season got started than we thought they were going to be. But since they've added another star in Anthony Davis and upgraded their supporting cast, led by Danny Green, expectations are even higher. And GM Rob Pelinka reiterated that, saying, I think we took a lot of what happened last year into account in kind of shaping the roster and shaping our goals for the season. You always have to learn and evolve and adapt as a leader from the past. For us, anything short of a championship is not success. So we have to learn from last season because we didn't win a championship. Thank you, Rob Pelinka. This is a quote I can get behind. I cannot stand when organizations who clearly have championship aspirations say things like, well, it's not a failure if we don't win a championship. Yes, it is a failure.
For the Yankees, they should win more championships.
If you are in a rebuilding year and everyone knows it, it's not a failure if you don't win a championship. In fact, if you win a couple playoff rounds, you can consider that to be a success because you're building.
Right.
But once you've built the machine should operate, and the goal of the NBA is to win an NBA championship. So I have no problem with this statement.
Did you see the over-under on the Lakers win total?
Yes.
It's a little high, didn't you think?
51.5.
So 52 for the over.
Right. They were 37 and 45 last year.
That's a lot of...
That's quite an increase.
West is way better. And do you really think this roster with Frank Vogel is going to click in a month or...
No, I think they're going to struggle, as they often do, as LeBron teams often do in the beginning of the season. They come out strong, and then they have a couple months, and everyone freaks out and says they should trade everybody or make some major move. And then after the All-Star break, everything comes together. It's how it works when he's healthy.
Right.
But I think that obviously, Anthony Davis is going to account for more wins in this situation. And I think LeBron being healthy is what they're considering for the entire year, is what they're considering also. I don't know that it stuck out to me as that much of a staggering number because of Anthony Davis and the assumption that LeBron's going to be healthy, but these are the expectations when you put this team together.
By the way, the NBA over-unders came out yesterday. Bet the under on virtually all of them. The NBA has always been a story league. It's a narrative league. And, all the teams that made moves, their win totals fly. It's like Brooklyn doesn't have Durant yet. Slow down a little on the 45, 46 wins for Brooklyn. Durant's not playing. Kyrie's brand new. They got a bunch. Last year,
it is the East, too.
Yeah, I guess, but outside of Toronto, Indiana, I think, will be better. Philly's better. Milwaukee will be better. The East is not as terrible as everybody thinks.
You're probably right. Some of these you should probably consider the under. So a celebration was held in Milwaukee on Sunday to honor Giannis, their MVP. The second he came on stage, the crowd was quick to serenade him with MVP chants, and those were the same that were echoed in the arena all year long. But he was quick to flip the script on the crowd, asking them a kind of unusual favor.
After this day, July 14th, please do me this favor so I can be better. I can be a better player. I can lead this team to a championship. Please don't call me MVP. Listen. Please, after this day, don't call me MVP because until I win it again next year. Let's go get the big trophy now.
You gotta love Giannis.
Yeah, not much not to like.
He's just very humble. I think he's just trying to set his own expectations for everything and manage that in his own humility. But he had an incredible season. He completely deserved the MVP.
Did you see him in the batting cage at Yankee Stadium? It was so great. 7-footers should not take batting practice.
Well, hitting a baseball is harder than it looks. They make it look very easy. Obviously he's, not joking, but he's setting the expectation very high to win a back-to-back MVP. He does have the highest odds, though, initially, right now. I actually think that I would go with Kawhi Leonard as the very, very, very early MVP prediction.
Yeah, I'd probably say so. Yeah.
It's become...
Well, it's become a
it's become a bit romanticized.
Yes.
Not that it's not deserving. It's definitely deserving. And I think a part of the MVP...
I'll give you one. I'll give you one. Okay, look at that list, Joy. Giannis, Curry, Harden, Leonard, James, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Luka, Jokic. Okay, I'll give you one. Who are we going to have a little sympathy for this year? Of all those players on that list, who just lost a great player Steph Curry.
So Steph Curry.
Watch this.
My only pushback on that is that I do think there's a little bit of a fatigue with the Warriors. So even though I think the Warriors are going to be a lot better than everyone thinks, I think everyone is just completely discounting the D'Angelo Russell move as just nonsense. I think it's bigger than people think. I do think they're going to be good this year, and I think Steph Curry's going to have a great year. But he's won 2 MVPs already, and I think everyone's just kind of...
But the guys around him, Harden's won, Giannis has won, LeBron's won.
Kawhi hasn't.
Yeah, but Kawhi takes 20 games off. He takes time off. So we're all going to feel sorry for Steph Curry. And if he wins 45, we're going to go, it always was his team. He is so valuable. That's what the awards become.
It has, but I just think there's a little fatigue with the Warriors. I totally hear you, and I do think they're going to be better, but my pick would be Kawhi. So finally, Chris Paul is making a stopover in Oklahoma City. He doesn't want to be a part of a rebuilding project and wants to be traded again before the season starts, but the Thunder are having a very hard time finding anyone to take the contract off his hands.
Really?
According to Steve Kyler, having talked with a few GMs, there's almost no appetite for the final year of CP3's deal. My understanding is the Thunder may have to shovel over several picks to get a team to look at the cap hit. Today, I think he starts the season in OKC. Now, the Heat remain to be his preference, but according to Brian Windhorst, when you talk about him potentially going to Miami Heat, which is his preference, one thing I've been told in the talks, the fact that the Thunder hold the 2 of the Heat's first-round picks in the future, unprotected 2021 and protected 2023. This makes this a difficult conversation. Team at one time. Remember that? They went to a finals together. Like, everything is not one person's fault. Sometimes you just reach that point. So that's what it is. And that's what it was with Chris Paul, too. Like, you guys have reached the point that there's nowhere to go from here.
No way I would take Chris Paul's contract. The Philadelphia is the only landing spot for me.
A young team doesn't want him.
I know. I mean, again, I can deal with some injuries. I can deal with expensive, but I got 3 different times he's gone to a team and doesn't get along with anybody, and he doesn't get along with stars. Well, Simmons and Embiid are stars. Maybe not Chris Paul. Well, no, I think Embiid is. So Chris Paul's thing is he doesn't get along with star players. Like, I'm sorry, at some point, when you went to Houston, that's James's team and city and offense. It was up to Chris Paul to get along in that marriage. It was up to Chris Paul, not James Harden, to acquiesce to Chris Paul. Right? Harden's a better player by far.
Yes, and it's going to be that situation with Houston now, and Russell Westbrook's going to have to adjust. The only difference is everything I just said. Like, it had run its course in OKC, and now is an opportunity for Westbrook to move forward and Harden to move forward, and Chris Paul and the Thunder are going to have to figure it out.
Enjoy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The HERDLINE
By the way,
News.
I see these Madden 20 quarterback ratings. They came out yesterday. I don't play Madden, but, have friends who have. And Aaron Rodgers, they did the 20 quarterback ratings. And Aaron Rodgers was, like he wasn't number 1 or number 2, and everybody freaked out. Aaron Rodgers was 13th in passer rating last year and 13th in touchdown passes.